Hey guys, welcome back. Happy Thursday to you in the stock market. GME today, probably not on your mind. Might be a little bit. It had kind of a red day. We're down like 5% at one point and started drawing some trend lines. This dip down here was pretty good. That was 164. It was basically where it dipped the day after the news all was hyping up the share offering. But yeah, we're still, so if I do another line on that one, which it didn't last there long, but you can just go back and kind of see different resistance or supports. There weren't many there. There's these right here that were old supports. We kind of bounced on those. A couple of this different spots we consolidated during that run down. And a little bit right here too. You can see there's a support, resistance. And back here, really this first one's where we kind of were in it. This one did dip a little lower. It's not gonna be perfect. Kind of all around that range. So yeah, like I said the last couple days, it looks bearish in the short term. Once this crosses over, 9 moving average was below the 180. Red candles below the 9. MACD was crossed over. Yeah, but that's no problem. And like I said before, if hedge funds are trying to position to go long, they want to get this thing as low as they can before they go more long. I don't know how much exposure they have long, but if they do want it, they want it to be cheap. But yeah, I think Friday, I think it might kind of consolidate here. It might kind of keep going, unless there's something that happens. But basically, just my charts, it's momentum. So in action and motion will stay in motion. So it's kind of had this motion of coming down, lower highs, lower lows, and then my indicators also indicate that as well. The only times when I think it might hit a floor is on these different supports. Looks like this one might be a good support. It's kind of 170, so we'll look to hold that tomorrow. Might keep selling off though, or it might kind of hold this support. I think I'll probably get a little more exposure tomorrow for next week, just in case this whole thing happens over the weekend. The Volkswagen squeeze kind of started over the weekend. It was a Friday. It was the lowest it had been in a long time, and then the next Monday it was whatever, 500% up or 300% up. So I'm not expecting Monday to be that way, but to me it's worth it to have a little exposure for that. Our trades so far on it, we do have this put credit spread actually, so I almost closed it out today, and then I probably should have, but just in case tomorrow it runs up, we get 250 on that credit spread. And I like the strategy of collecting credit for credit spreads and then being able to use that credit to buy naked calls to get upward naked exposure, and then it's basically free as long as it stays above your credit spread price. We've got these two 435 calls this week that are going to expire worthless. And GME, I kind of did different rules, which I know better, but this hasn't been playing by the rules. Typically, I don't try and time the bottom or time the top. It's fun and it seems like the right thing to do, but you're going to miss out on a lot if you do that, if you always try and time the bottom. I try and time it after it's hit a bottom, and then it's on its way up. The momentum's changed. And then on the top, I don't try and time the top on the way up. I try and get it on its way down. So you're getting it, it's lagging, just like my indicators are lagging. You're getting it in a lagging fashion. That way, you're not buying this dip right here thinking this is the bottom, and then it comes down here, and really wait for the momentum to change and not try and time the dip. And then you're also not selling here thinking it's a top because it didn't really change. You're waiting for here to see. So if this thing short squeezes pretty heavily, that's gonna be hard, but that'll be how it goes. It'll go up a bunch, halting lots, it'll come down a bunch. You have to just look at the pattern and see if it's higher highs, higher lows, and if it's upward trajectory, then it's still going on. And then you'll know you'll get the most if you wait until it's actually, because even after it drops from the very peak, after it drops drops down a bunch, you think, oh no, this is it. You're patient, be patient, be patient, be patient. It'll bounce, and if it doesn't bounce past your previous high, and then it starts coming down, then that last peak was probably the top. So if you're patient, you can hold through that first drop after the very top, let it come back up, and then that's kind of the sell point that I try and get. But yeah, this is looking all right. I need to kind of start treating GME like my other stocks, my portfolio, not be hyper focused on this. It's been fun, but I've just burned basically 3 months since January of just hardly trading anything but GME. It's good not to trade too much, but yeah, having all this exposure, just kind of when it's not doing anything is a little reckless. So I do want exposure over the weekend though, in case that happens, but I'm gonna try and just play the momentum on this. And I kind of started to do it last week. We made pretty good right here on this bump, and that's kind of funded us to keep getting exposure. But after this, the IV was so high, it was just, you could have done it, but you'd have to use debit spreads, and I wasn't really. But all this time, selling premium on this is the best. I didn't make a whole lot on that because, again, I was like waiting for something. But yeah, I've got to get back to my normal trading a little bit, and yeah, and just wait for GME. Wait for GME to show me what it's got. Ryan Cohen looks like he's gonna be nominated. If you haven't watch our other videos, he's gonna be nominated to be in the running to be the chairman of the board. He's not the chairman of the board yet. He's not been elected to that yet. He's nominated. So there's, I think, 6 other contenders. I'm assuming it'll be Ryan Cohen as the chairman, but it's not a sure thing yet, and that will be during the annual shareholder meeting, June 9th. And they can recall, everyone can recall their shares, I think 60 days prior to that. I think Ape Andy was saying that's the 12th, so that's what, Monday, I think. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. That's why next week, each week there's kind of been separate little catalysts that maybe could get this thing going. And so that's kind of why over the weekend I've wanted some exposure for the next week. Not a heavy amount at all. And it's been nice because each Friday has been real low volatility and it's been melting down. So by that Friday, you can get exposure for the next week and kind of play it like that. But one thing that's kind of crazy about all this good news that came out today, it shot the price up, and then yeah, we found this has been our biggest red day. So I don't know quite how they're doing it. I don't want to speculate. There's so many different ways that I've heard how they're doing it. It doesn't really matter, I guess, because I can't change it, so it doesn't matter how they're doing it. But this clearly was good news because pre-market was going crazy, and I've been looking at the iBorrow desk, and this is just, I don't see how this could possibly be accurate. So I don't know. This was let's see, 4.8. This was yesterday, 4.7, 200,000 shares available to short. 4.8 comes around, okay, 150. They grabbed 50,000 more shares to be able to short. Makes sense. And then as the day went on, more shares were available to short as the price was plummeting, all up to 400,000 now. It's still low. I mean, if you look back, we're millions, but with all the fake, synthetic, counterfeit, whatever, just saying, I was looking at this and I wish this made sense with what I'm seeing, because the price action today, there should have been fewer and fewer shares to short as this went down, because this is clearly getting shorted. These aren't people selling. The volume's extremely low still. I mean, maybe it's selling. I don't think so though. Only 9.3 million volume today. Market's closed in 15 minutes. Yesterday was only 4.7 million volume, and it was a red day too. The day before that was 6.1. So as far as charts look, I mean, you see it, big volume, kind of volume settles down, it hits a flat floor, then we get a big spike. We're kind of getting that here. This long flat period, I think we're doing that again. So this needs to settle down even more, because if you look here before this went, look at the MACD. We had this signal was down basically at equilibrium on the daily chart. The MACD was below it. If you look up here, it's taken a while for this MACD to get down, and Not too sure why that is this time. But on the daily chart, yeah, you can see our MACD and our signal are still up above, kind of up above that 0 threshold. So this could carry into next week with kind of negative price action. I'm kind of expecting it to, and then maybe towards next like Wednesday, Thursday, something starts to happen. But just in case Monday, I'm gonna have some exposure to it. And then on our E-Trade account, what did we do today? Oh, I scaled into the Tesla. I've just been getting hit on trades lately. I just haven't, they haven't been working out for me. Like there's a bearish play on Tesla, call credit spread. I basically just scaled into it. So now it's 380 is my max profit, 620 is my max loss. Tesla has to close below 680. So I think it'd still be good actually, because as you see here, I got this trend line. Today it was like bullish for a while, and then or no, that's not today. This is today. Yeah, I had this big bounce today, and then it kind of flattened out. Just needs to come down a little bit more for expiration tomorrow, and it should. However, the 9 over the 180 moving average is my only concern, that it's kind of a little bit more bullish. But looking at this, I think it will, unless it bounces off this 9 moving average. But I don't know. This one kind of can get moved crazy too with Elon Musk tweeting and stuff. So hopefully that one works out. That's our only play on E-Trade today. On our TD account, it's down, of course, because most of this is GME. Affirm, Roblox is up today. Affirm is down, but this is looking good now at this point. I'm hoping this isn't one of these that keeps going. Kind of found a floor. Hopefully it's not consolidating to keep dropping. Actually, that's interesting. The MACD, I didn't even notice that. On the daily, the MACD's crossed over, and it's even a red day. So this is good. I think this is probably our floor. Yeah, because there's a green candle over the 9 moving average. Yeah, that's probably the bottom for a firm. But if you're momentum trading, you want to wait till you get big green candle over the 9 moving average, more volume, maybe breaking this resistance if you want to be really safe. Once you get a green candle that breaks this resistance up here, then you probably know it's it's changed its course, it's reversed. But if you want to be more risky, you can try and time it a little sooner. And then Roblox, this one's been kind of all over. This is more recently IPO'd, but yeah, that's looking good. Big green candle over the 9 moving average. MACD, I mean, it's pretty early on, but that's on the daily chart. Hourly's looking good too. We had CLOV, we tweeted this out. All these little swing trades haven't been working, and then of course my smallest play is the one that's worked today. So CLOV's got a high short float interest. There was a lot of bad news on it, bad press for a while that was bringing it down. Excuse me, Chamath believed in it. I can't remember all the details on it, but if this starts running from here, we got a nice little bottom on it. And this, I shouldn't have bought this though, because this wasn't with the momentum. This was simply trying to time the bottom. As you see, it hit here, and then it came down, it hit here again. I'm like, I liked the news on it. I liked that there was high short float interest. I liked that Chamath thought it was a very safe play, but there was no positive price action yet. So I shouldn't have got into this when I did. I could have waited till today, and maybe even could have got a better price point. But even if I didn't, even if I got it up here, this would have been smarter because we got a lot of volume. Big green candles over the 9 moving average. Seems like this thing has reversed. MACD's crossed over. RSI's in a nice spot. This has got a lot of upside. It still does. You're like, oh, it's up 21% today. I can't buy into that. Yeah, it might come down 3% tomorrow, but if it's reversed the pattern, if you're going to hold it for whatever, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it could be back up here or even further if it's reversed. And looks like it probably has. We'll see. I would say it definitely had. They had good news today. I can't remember what it was. I think they got contracts in something weather. Direct entry ignition. I'm not sure. I can't remember what the news was. But yeah, it's nice to have one stock actually working. The rest of these ones, I'm just like, I need to get my cash balance and get out. If you're not trading good or not, stuff's not working out, just gotta pull it out and reset and start slow and start Start with stuff that's working. Make small little plays until you get some momentum in the right way. So that's CLOV. Long term today, pretty flat. AbbV's up. Square's up a lot. Tesla came up some. Tesla's another one actually I wanted to, as you guys actually already talked about Tesla. Yeah, it's up, but I think it's just on like a little mid bounce on before it comes back down. I think it'll probably come down and hit the support, this kind of trend line, or down here and hit this support line down here. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money sticks around, and follow us on Twitter at HappyMoneyYT. Thanks for watching, guys. See you tomorrow. Peace out.